Okay, today I'm working on our 2006 Chrysler 300C 5.7 Hemi. I have an engine code P1129, and in this Chrysler it tends to lead toward a upstream O2 sensor. So I have the upstream O2 sensor here. I ordered from Chrysler. I've found with these Chrysler products that some of these electronic parts you're better off just getting it from the dealership, because sometimes the aftermarket parts just don't work well. I'm going to get under there, take a look. I know there's not a lot of room under there. I'm going to see what it's going to take to change this thing, and we'll go from there. Okay, somewhere up there, right there, I think. No. Okay, there's your O2 sensor. It's kind of up there a ways, not too bad. Not as bad as I thought. The plug is right up there. I'm having a hard time turning the camera. The plug is right there. That plug is probably going to be about as hard as anything to get off, just because there's no room to work. I'll take that out first. I'll unplug it first so that it doesn't twist up, and then I will get my socket. I have a special socket here that let me pause this. I'll show you this socket. This is the O2 socket right here. It's has a special groove in it to fit over there where with a regular socket you can't get in because of the wiring. This allows you to put that over the wiring. The rest of the socket is just a complete socket. It's a 3/8 drive. Sometimes you can rent these from like AutoZone or something if you don't have one. I've done enough O2 sensors, it was worth spending a few dollars to get this to have in my toolbox. Now I'm going to see if I can get up there and get this thing out. Okay, I've got the socket on up there. Let me see. Trying to get by this cord. There. You can see my ratchet on it right there. The cord is coming out. It just the socket goes on there just around that cord. Sometimes you can do it with a 7/8 wrench. Sometimes you have to do it with a wrench, but sometimes this socket makes it a little bit easier. Okay, I've got the new O2 sensor started to thread in there. This one is relatively easy. Even with my big hands, it's not too bad. Now I'll just get my socket on there and I'll tighten that up and hook up the connector, and then it's good to go. Then I can drop it down and see how it's working. Got my code reader hooked up. On this code reader, I do have specific information on this vehicle. I want to hit yes, domestic vehicle, yes, scroll down to 06, car, Chrysler, it's 300C rear wheel drive, 5.7 liter. There we are, our monitors. Let me go back. We have that one code. I'm going to see if it's closed loop fueling not achieved. I'm going to see if I can back off of this and clear the code. The check engine light is not on, which is good. Okay, erase codes. Are you sure you want to erase codes? Yes. It's still there, so I don't know. It may have to go off on its own. Come on, there we go. Still that same code. I'm not sure. Maybe it's I don't know. We'll see. I'll run it for a day or two and see if that thing stays off, or maybe it'll shut off on its own. But the biggest thing is the check engine light's not on, so that's good. I don't know if you can read how well you can see this, but I'm in the live data. O2 sensor 1, bank 1. Your numbers are jumping all over, as they should. That's pre-cat. There's your O2 sensor 1, bank 2. That's after the catalytic converter. It's staying relatively steady, as it should. There's your O2 sensor, bank 2, sensor 1, which is the one I just changed. It's all over the place, which it's supposed to be. And there's your O2 sensor, bank 2, sensor 2, staying fairly steady. The readings after the catalytic converter should be steady. If they're not, either your O2 sensor is bad or your catalytic converter is bad. Right now it seems like everything is working, and we'll see what happens. So there was a O2 sensor, bank 2, sensor 1 change on a 2006 Chrysler 300C 5.7 liter Hemi. Fairly easy change. Last weekend I changed the oil pressure sensor on this same car. Much more difficult task. For an O2 sensor, this was relatively easy. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, snide remarks, funny, leave those in the comment section below. I'll leave my contact information in the description. If you have any questions, you can contact me. I'm certainly not the greatest mechanic in the world, but I've learned a lot over my many years, and I'll help you with whatever I can. Hope you have a great day.